2:24 p.m. Man, that was a long court. Hi, Edgeworth.
I'm sorry, right? I just wasted all of your effort. Mr. Edgeworth, I don't believe it, sir.
You sure you want to do Gumshoe? Because they're both in the same room.
Yeah.
Alright, go ahead.
I mean, you'd kill your dad? I didn't want to believe it myself, Detective. But it's the truth. I deserve to be punished. Murder is murder, no matter what the circumstances. This is crazy! Just crazy!
Nate, what are you doing?
Huh? Oh. I was just reading through the court record once more. I'll get my case ready.
Your case? For what?
Huh? Isn't it obvious? I'm going to prove that Miles Edgeworth is innocent.
What are you talking about, pal? He just admitted to it. He confessed that he did it in court.
I'm sorry, Edgeworth, but I don't believe your nightmare.
What?
It's just a dream. It's not real. The truth is right here in this court record. In any case, tighten your belts. The real fight is just beginning. I'll prove you're innocent. Just trust me.
Right.
You're gonna make me cry. Alrighty, let's do this.
Let's fucking do this.
Now then, I would like to resume our trial. I'm better now.
George? Miles Edgeworth has admitted his own guilt. He has confessed to his crime. Let us begin by hearing his testimony. Then, though pointless, let the defense do their cross-examining. The statute of limitations of the DM6 incident runs out today. Though it's unconventional for me, I like to run this one by the book.
I see. Does the defense have any objections? No, Your Honor. Von Karma, you knew this was going to happen from the very beginning, didn't you? Very well. Will Miles Edgeworth take the stand?
Will the witness state his name and profession?
Miles Edgeworth. I am a prosecuting attorney.
Mr. Edgeworth. 15 years ago, you mistakenly killed your father, Gregory Edgeworth. Is this correct?
It is correct.
Testify about this matter to the court.
When Edgeworth was telling me about his dream yesterday, I noticed something. One detail didn't quite fit. That will be the key, but only if I can get it to work.
I think I know what the detail was.
Please, please.
Well, let's find out. Let's hear what you gotta say, Edgeworth. You okay?
My throat. That day, I had gone to the courtroom to observe one of my father's trials. As we went to leave, an earthquake struck, trapping us in the elevator. My father and Mr. Yogi lost their composure and began to argue. Just then, something heavy fell at my feet. I picked it up and threw it at Mr. Yogi. I wanted them to stop fighting. A moment later, there was a single gunshot. Then, a scream. It was a terrible scream. I remember it to this day. That's all. Okay. Stepping away for a bit.
Hey. And until then, you thought this memory was a dream?
We were stuck in the elevator for 5 hours. The oxygen in the elevator ran out. I lost my memory of the events.
The same claim Mr. Yogi has made.
Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. Alright, so yeah, there is one key figure in this testimony that doesn't quite fit. So let's get to that one real quick. up. Right here. Alright, so there are actually two pieces of evidence that you can present, and either one of them will trigger the same thing. So, if you could give me at least one evidence that contradicts this statement, tell me right now. So basically it says here, a moment later there was a single gunshot, then a scream.
Let me see the gun real quick.
Actually, this gun, don't worry about it. This is not the same gun that was used in DL6.
Alright.
Yeah, so pretty much anything that we're looking for has to be related to DL6 in some way.
Alright.
And the only three things that are related to the DL6 is the case file, which we'll take a look at it later. It's the case file, the photo, and the bullet. Those are the only three things related to. That's the only three things related to the case.
The bullet, perhaps?
Alright, well, let's take a look and see. No, not the bullet. This evidence clearly reveals the contradiction in that statement, Your Honor. Most likely all that evidence in the statement just now related. They aren't they? Not at all. Mr. Roy, please think the facts over before making accusations. I don't think that won me any points with the judge. Alright, well, we know it's not the bullet. So either has to be the file or the photo. And like I said, there's actually two. There's actually two evidence. So pretty much it's up to you what you want to present first, the file or the photo.
The photo.
Alright, we'll try the photo then. So there was only one gunshot?
Yes, I'm sure of that. I heard the shot and the scream. Then everything faded. I was unconscious until the rescuers came.
I see. No, Your Honor. Unfortunately, you don't. What you just say to me, you little shit? Take a look at this. This is a photograph of the scene of crime 15 years ago. And in it lies a clear contradiction to Mr. Edgeworth's testimony. Well, I can see the victim, Gregory Edgeworth, lying there. But what do you mean a contradiction? Just as I thought, the judge is clueless, as always. So the judge, the contradiction in the photo. So where's the contradiction in the photo that Phoenix is talking about? Now remember, Edgeworth said he heard a single gunshot.
Aha, there it is.
Yeah. Where'd you see it?
The bullet hole at the top.
Yep, right here. As it should be obvious, the contradiction is here. Let's see, a bullet hole in the door. Your Honor, Miles Edgeworth testified that there was only one gunshot. However, according to this photograph, not one, but two shots were fired. One shot hit the victim, and the other hit the elevator door. I ask you then, why did Mr. Edgeworth only hear one gunshot?
His photograph does not seem to confirm a second shot. However, when was the hole in the elevator made? It might have been there before the incident occurred. If it was there before it has nothing to do with this incident. Mr. Wright, do you have proof that this bullet hole was caused at the time of the incident?
Do we have it or no?
I
mean, we can take a look at the court record if you want.
Let's take a look at it.
Alright, so remember, we're only looking for evidence relating to DL6.
Alright, so let's take a look at the court record for DL6.
Alright.
The file.
Alright, so let's take a look here.
Oxygen.
Right here. Take a look at the victim data real quick.
Victim data. One bullet was found in the heart. The murder weapon was fired twice. Yeah.
Yep.
I think this is the bullet.
Uh-huh. So we should... Alrighty. Your Honor, I think I will show you proof.
What? Impossible.
No, Mr. Farcom, I'll save you a surprise for after you've seen the evidence. This is where the old fun begins. Have you been to court before, man? Very well, Mr. Wright. Show us your proof. What do you have that proves the bullet hole in the door was related to this incident? The DL6 case file.
Okay.
Your Honor, the answer is in this file.
You do enjoy dragging out that file, don't you? I don't accept this evidence unless you can tell us what page it's on.
I can't read, okay?
Which page shows the link between this bullet hole and the DL6 incident?
Hey, do you remember where it was? Case summary, victim, or suspect?
Victim, I think
Right.
it was.
Look at the victim data in this file. It says quite plainly the murder weapon was fired twice. Miles Edgeworth only heard one gunshot, yet the murder weapon was fired twice. Order! Order! Was right. What are you driving on? It's simple, Your Honor. At the time of the incident, 2 shots were fired. One went into Gregory Edgeworth's heart, the other hit the elevator door. Remember that the defendant lost consciousness after the shot he fired rang out. In conclusion, we must agree that the second shot was fired by someone else. That's right. But who could that someone else be? The murderer, of course.
I knew I should have stepped in before your wild fantasies got out of hand. Mr. Wright, look once more at the DL6 incident case file. Look closely. Try the case summary page.
The case summary? That's on page 1.
Look what is written there. Not a single clue was found on the scene. If the pistol had indeed been fired 2 times, then the other bullet would have been discovered on the scene.
He does have a point.
The second bullet has never been found. Why? Because the second bullet does not exist at all. The bullet that claimed Gregory Edgeworth's life was the one fired by his own son. That is the truth of this matter, the whole truth. It was undoubtedly something else that made the bullet hole in the door.
Order! I will have order. Mr. Wright has proven one thing quite clearly. That the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. However, as Mr. Farkarma says, the second bullet was not found. It is highly unlikely that the police merely overlooked the second bullet. So all we have is a single bullet fired. I'm afraid I have to discount the defendant's claim.
I praise the judge for his wisdom in this matter.
How did this happen? I don't believe that the second bullet didn't exist. Was I wrong? Have I been wrong about this whole incident?
What are you doing, Nick? Why are you raising an objection?
I'm sorry, Maya.
What?
It looks like I was wrong.
Nick?
If the second bullet wasn't there, then all my conjectures are for nothing.
No. No. But you said you'd do it, Nick. You said you'd get Edgeworth declared innocent.
I'm sorry. It's just, when I saw the photograph, I thought that 2 shots had been fired. I was so certain of it. I thought I won. I thought there was another person, someone else who fired the killing shot. But now, I was wrong to think that it could be that simple. This case has stood unsolved for 15 years.
Nick.
Well, it seems we have finally cleared up this incident. Only 1 bullet was found on the scene of the crime. A shot was fired by Miles Edgeworth.
Precisely.
I would like to ask one thing of Miles Edgeworth before passing my judgment. Have you been paying attention to the trial so far?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any objections?
No. No, I do not.
So you killed your father, though that was not your intention?
Yes, I did.
Oh no! He's accepted the guilt.
Very well. The statute of limitations on the murder of Gregory Ashworth runs out today. Therefore, I must pronounce a verdict on the defendant today, right here.
Right now.
Indeed. Does anyone have any objections?
I've been here before. It's just like my first day in court. There's so many things I know I should be saying, but my mind's gone blank. I can't find the words.
Mr. Roy, want to object, or do you have no objections?
What do you think we should do? Because I don't want to cause us a game over.
So you want to object?
Yeah, there's no way I'm gonna cause us a game over.
Your Honor, I object.
Oh. Mr. Wright, what grounds do you object?
Nick!
I don't know. His case is perfect.
Oh no!
It must exit. It must exist. The second bullet.
What? What did you just say?
Nothing.
The second bullet must exist? But where?
Someone took it.
It seems Wayne is not going to produce us any answers from Mr. Roy.
Say it.
Wait, Your Honor. The second bullet, it exists. What? But we've just heard proof that it did not exist. I realize that, Your Honor.
I'm really grasping here.
It's just someone took it from the scene of the crime. That's what happened. Well, who? The murderer.
I just like how he's the murderer.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, pretty much, as Phoenix says, like, yeah, he's just grasping at this point. But as you'll see, it might actually help him in the end.
The murderer? Then tell us just who is this murderer?
I'm still thinking about that one. So the criminal took the second bullet? But why? Huh? First of all, how would they have found it? It's not easy to find a stray bullet, Mr. Roy. Was there some pressing need for the murderer to search for that bullet? Did he had to find it, or did the murderer not need it after all?
What do you, he had to have found it, I think. Yeah, because there's
Alright, let's
no
see
way.
what happens. Of course there was a need. That's why they took it.
Bah, what possible reason could they have had?
Well, the reason the murderer took the bullet away from them is the bullet would be proof, or the murderer was cautious.
I'm gonna let you take this one.
I mean, you go ahead and say whatever you want to say.
I'm not gonna cost us a game over, but I'm gonna try.
Alrighty.
The bullet will have to be proof.
Alrighty, let's see what happens. Maybe they thought the bullet would be used as proof? Proof? It was a special bullet, so they took it with them.
If that was the case, then they should have taken the bullet from inside Gregory as well.
Huh?
Why would you say they only take one of the two shots fired?
Oh, right. So, Roy, have you really thought this through? I'm gonna have to penalize you.
This isn't going so well.
Alright, well, we'll go back to this. So, do you still want to say they had to find it, or do you want to do the different option?
God damn it.
Alright, well, we'll go with they didn't need it.
Why would the murderer have spent the time to look for that stray bullet? I haven't gotten a clue.
What's wrong, Mr. Roy?
Bah, the murderer had no reason to take that bullet. You don't want to admit it, but it's true.
Ugh.
Had to take it.
Had to take it? The murderer? What does that mean?
You're thinking too normal. Think crazy. Don't think why the bullet was taken. Think why the bullet had to be taken.
Mr. Roy? Yes, Your Honor. I have no idea what I'm doing. Well, the murderer had no intention of taking the bullet from the scene, but, the murderer had to take that bullet.
Too, Mr. Roy? What do you mean?
Well, for instance...
For instance, what?
Maybe the bullet, hit the murderer?
The bullet hit the murderer?
Huh?
Ballistic marking.
Mm-hmm. Just saying, for instance. I mean, if it hits you, you would have to take it with you, wouldn't you? It's not like you could perform surgery right there. You know? Wait a second. I was just thinking off the top of my head, but what if that's what really happened?
Let me get this straight. So at the time of the murderer himself was shot, and they left with the second bullet still inside of them, thus leaving only one bullet at the scene of the crime.
Yes, I guess that's how it would work. Yes.
Where's the problem with that? The other two people rescued from that elevator, Miles Edgeworth and Yanni Yogi, were both unharmed. So that would mean
The murderer came from outside, yes. The two men fight inside the elevator. Trying to stop them, the boy picks up the pistol at his feet and throws it. The pistol discharges, and the bullet goes through the elevator door and hits the murderer outside. The boy loses consciousness. Then, the murderer opens the elevator door and sees the men inside.
Mr. Wright, you are truly the most unpredictable defense attorney I've ever known. I can tell you're grasping, yet I cannot deny the possibility of what you say.
What are you saying? Deny it. Deny it. No one involved with the incident was wounded. There was no murderer.
No one was wounded at the time of the incident. He's right. I can't think of anyone.
Hey, Nick,
Huh?
I just thought of something really crazy.
Crazy?
Remember what Mr. Gosford said yesterday?
Gregory Edgeworth took the blow to his perfect trial record.
Wow,
It must have been quite a shock for Von Karma. He took a vacation for several months after that, you see. Yes, an unusual event for the man. That was the first and the last vacation he's taken in his many years of prosecuting.
what if Von Karma didn't take that vacation because of shock?
But took it because he was injured.
Which would mean
It could only mean one thing.
he was murdering in the DL6 incident.
He was the man who shot Gregory Edgeworth.
It was Von Karma.
Oh man.
Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You seem dazed.
I'm
No,
confused.
Your Honor.
Well, you have indicated the possibility that the murderer came from outside. Can you give us the name of your suspect?
Uh-oh. Should I come out and say it now?
Yes.
Say it now? I want to say it now?
Yep, say it now.
Alrighty. Your Honor, there's a suspect. One lone suspect.
Well, this is certainly interesting news. Very well, Mr. Wright. Who is your suspect?
My hands are shaking.
For what?
Von Karma!
For Karma? You mean the Von Karma? The prosecutor? The one standing right over there?
Bah!
You don't object?
I see no need. Why only this ridiculous outburst with my objection?
Because you took a vacation for several months starting the day after the incident. Yet you pride yourself on a perfect record. Why would you take such a long vacation without any reason?
So you're claiming that I took a vacation to heal my injury from the incident? Fascinating. Prove it. I would have needed surgery, no? Where did I go under the knife at Mr. Wright? Bring the doctor that operated on me. Have her testify.
Nick! Let's find out who his doctor is.
There's no use. Edgeworth? I know Von Karma, perhaps too well. He's perfect. He wouldn't leave any clues. He probably didn't undergo surgery. I will leave a doctor as a witness. Nobody's that perfect.
So what, Nick? Did Von Karma pull the bullet out by himself? That's insane.
No, he couldn't have. You can't just pull bullets out of yourself. Wait, what does that mean? That bullet has to be somewhere, but where?
Well, Mr. Wright, can you produce evidence to prove that I was shot?
Impossible,
Yes,
or show it?
We definitely can prove it.
Want to prove it?
Show evidence.
Alrighty.
I know exactly what to do.
Alright, Von Karma, I'll prove it. And I'll even use evidence. I know how much you like it so much, but just in case, Your Honor, hold on. Not that. Just in case, Your Honor, hold on. Let me save my game. What's the right word you on? Alrighty.
I know exactly what it is.
What?
The evidence that proves Von Karma was shot is... What's the evidence?
The metal detector? Because, we need to prove it.
Alright, let's try it. Von Karma's perfect. He wouldn't risk surgery, leaving an evidence trail. So then I ask, where's that bullet now? I think it's unlikely that Von Karma performed surgery on himself. You don't mean? I do. There's a possibility that the bullet is still inside Von Karma. It's not even possible? For all these years? Well, there's only one way to find out. We can use this metal detector. Well, Von Karma, I'm gonna run this over you and see what we find.
I refuse.
You refuse? What refusing this means? You acknowledge that the bullet is still inside you? Order! 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 Your Honor, the defense requests that we be allowed to use the metal detector.
Judge, I call for the suspension of this trial. This is an invasion of privacy.
The statute of limitations runs out on this case today. It was you who said we had to end it right here, right now. Enough! I permit the use of the metal detector. Ms. Von Karma, you will submit yourself to testing.
Nick, what does this mean?
I don't know. We have to give it a shot. It reacted. Something's inside his right shoulder. The bullet.
Wait, hold on.
Hmm?
Let me just close the door because I know what's coming, and to prevent to prevent from waking up somebody who's sleeping right now over here. Hold on.
Alrighty.
Let me get ready because I know what's coming.
Alright,
Hold
it's
on.
coming real soon, but yeah, better get ready. Mr. Von Karma? You. It was you.
Alright,
Alright.
here we go.
I was afraid this would happen. And so I remained silent. Indeed, there is a bullet in my shoulder. However, it has nothing to do with this incident.
What?
I was shot in the shoulder long before the DL6 incident. I claim that the bullet in my shoulder has no relation to DL6.
Well, Mr. Von Carmel, can you prove that?
Prove? I have no obligation to prove anything. It is Mr. Wright who must prove something here. Not I.
Mr. Wright? Well, can you prove it? Can you prove that the bullet in Von Carmel's shoulder was from DL6?
Of course he can. You don't have any evidence of the DL6 evidence. You don't have any evidence.
That's because you took it from the records room yesterday. And that's because I was acting like a dumbass yesterday.
With no proof, you cannot convict me of any crime. So sorry, Mr. Wright.
No, I'm the one who's sorry, Mr. Von Karma.
What?
You were close. 1 day away from freedom. But you see, I have proof.
What?
Who would have thought you would have dug your own grave trying to convince Edgeworth? I can link the bullet in your shoulder to the DL6 incident. And here is my final proof. What's the proof?
The final proof.
The final
I
proof
might-
to
I-
link you need a final proof to link that bullet in his shoulder to the bullet from Gregory Edgeworth, and we have it.
Alright, I might need one
You need
minute
a-
to think about this.
All right, so to make it easy, remember that piece of evidence that Maya saved right before Von Karma
The
tasted
bullet.
her. Right.
Now, there we go.
That's a bullet.
Where did you get that?
This is the bullet used in the DL6 incident. This was taken from the heart of the victim, Mr. Gregory Edgeworth. The bullet is preserved quite nicely, with all the ballistic markings intact. Huh? Yep. Ballistic markings. You may recall the term. It came up in the first trial 2 days ago. Ballistic markings are the fingerprints of a weapon. All bullets fired from a gun are marked with the weapon's unique pattern. By examining the markings, you can tell which weapon fired the bullet. It's quite accurate. We have 2 bullets in our possession. One, the bullet removed from Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other, Mr. Von Karma, is the bullet buried in your shoulder. We could analyze both bullets. Then, if the markings match, we would know that both bullets have been fired from the same gun, the very same pistol. In other words, the murder weapon that killed Gregory Edgeworth. Mr. Von Karma, you will let us remove the bullet from your shoulder. Then we'll compare the ballistic markings to those on this bullet. And solve this case once and for all. Well, Mr. Von Karma? That scream. I've heard that scream before. Wait, I know. You wanna come over here soon? Help! I can't breathe. Quiet! I said quiet. You're not making this any easier. Stop breathing my air. I'll stop you. Stop breathing my air. Get away. Get away from my father. It's a scream I heard in the elevator. 15 years ago? Von Karma, it was you who screamed! I actually pointed to the right person this time! Mr. Von Karma?
It's what only you would dare.
So, it was you!
You and your father are my curse.
I love this breakdown.
Your father saved me with a penalty on my record. And you left me a scar on my shoulder that would never fade. I'll bury you. I'll bury you with my bare hands. Death. Death.
I know you might as well come in here, because we're about ready to see the end soon.